This word is daring. Daring means brave. This word is wounded. Wounded means hurt. This word is stunts. Stunts are tricks. This word is mechanic. A mechanic is a person who fixes machines like cars and planes. Daring Amelia, written by Barbara Lowell and illustrated by Jez Tuya. Amelia Earhart loved to fly fast and far. She was the most famous woman pilot. Amelia was born in Kansas on July 24, 1897. From the start, Amelia was different than other girls. She wanted to have adventures like boys had. Amelia rode a pony bareback. She played baseball and basketball. She had mud ball fights and explored caves. Lucky for Amelia, her parents didn't mind, until Amelia built a roller coaster in her backyard. She sped down the track and crashed. But daring Amelia loved the ride. She said, "It's just like flying." When she was 20, Amelia moved to Canada. She worked as a nurse's aide, caring for wounded soldiers. There was an airfield nearby. Amelia liked the stories the daring pilots told her about flying. One day, Amelia and a friend watched a pilot do tricks, called stunts. The pilot flew right over them. Amelia's friend ran away from the plane, but Amelia liked what she saw. She waved to the pilot. Amelia wished she could fly too. In 1920, Amelia moved to California to live with her parents. She went to an air show with her father. The pilots raced and did stunts. Amelia loved it. "Dad, I think I'd like to fly," she said. Her father asked a pilot if he would take Amelia flying. Amelia went for her first airplane ride the next day. She saw the ocean and the Hollywood Hills. From high above, they felt like new friends to her. Now Amelia knew she had to learn to fly. Amelia found a job to pay for flying lessons. To look like other pilots, Amelia cut her hair very short, and she wore pants, boots, and a leather coat. Amelia flew with her teacher, a woman pilot. She learned to take off, make turns, and land. Amelia loved flying. After 6 months of lessons, she wanted her own plane. With help from her mother, she could buy one. Amelia bought a yellow plane, small and fast. She named it the Canary. Soon she had a new teacher. He liked to do stunts. Amelia learned to do stunts too. She did dives and rolls and spins, and for the first time, she flew alone. Daring Amelia was ready to take off on her own adventures. She was now one of the first women pilots. Amelia wanted to fly faster and higher than anyone. She flew in air shows doing stunts. One day she flew higher than any woman had ever flown before. But then, in 1924, Amelia's parents divorced. Amelia sold her plane to buy a car. Then she and her mother drove to Boston, their new home. Amelia didn't forget about flying. In Boston, she made friends with pilots and flew in their planes. In 1927, a man named Charles Lindbergh did something daring. He flew across the Atlantic Ocean alone. No one had done that before. Charles Lindbergh wrote a book about his flight. Then the publisher of the book had an idea. He asked Amelia to be the first woman to fly across the Atlantic. A man named Bill Stoltz would fly the plane. Amelia wasn't ready yet for such a long flight. Slim Gordon, an airplane mechanic, would go too. Amelia would be the captain. It was 1928, and the trip would be dangerous. There were no instruments to help pilots see their location in bad weather. Amelia wasn't afraid. She thought it would be a daring adventure. The name of the plane was Friendship. The plane took off from and landed in the water. Amelia liked its bright gold wings. On June 17, 1928, Friendship took off. The plane flew into fog and clouds. Amelia and the men couldn't see where they were going. They used their radio to call ships. People on the ships would tell them. Then the radio broke. They flew for hours and hours. Were they still going the right way? They didn't know. With 1 hour of gas left, they had to find out. The pilot flew under the clouds and spotted a ship. They could land near the ship, but then Amelia would not have crossed the ocean. They kept going. They were almost out of gas. Finally, they landed. Everyone read the news. Amelia Earhart crosses the Atlantic. Amelia was famous. She rode in a big parade in New York City. She wrote a book about her adventure. But Amelia wanted something more. She wanted to be the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean alone. Soon, there were instruments to help pilots see. They wouldn't have to look out the window. Amelia had the instruments put in her new plane. She learned to fly using just the instruments. This would help her if she flew into fog or rain. On May 20th, 1932, Amelia took off on her solo flight. She was going to fly all the way to Paris. One of Amelia's instruments showed her how far above the ocean she was. Then it stopped working. Amelia flew into rain and then ice. Ice on a plane's wings could make it crash. She had to fly closer to the ocean to melt the ice. Amelia had to be careful not to fly too close to the ocean. Sometimes she could see the waves. Sometimes she had to guess how high up she was. Hours went by. Amelia wasn't sure where she was. Amelia wanted to find land now. She wouldn't fly all the way to Paris. She spotted a fishing boat and knew she was close. Then Amelia saw land. It was Ireland. She flew onto a field, surprising a farmer and his cows. Amelia had done it. She was the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean alone. Now Amelia wanted to fly around the world. No one had ever flown around the middle, called the equator. Amelia bought a great big plane. She took off from Miami, Florida on June 1st, 1937. Fred Noonan, a navigator, went with her. He looked at maps and the sun, moon, and stars to tell where they were. Amelia stopped in many places. In South America, in Africa, in Australia. People everywhere were happy to see her. Then came the hardest part of her trip. Amelia had to land on a small island. It was only a dot in the big ocean. She couldn't find it. Daring Amelia was lost somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. Ships and planes looked for her. She was never found. Amelia Earhart loved to fly. That's the way people remember her. Flying fast, flying far. Now that we've read the book again, this time I want you to look at the pictures and I want you to pretend to read the book on every page. What did this page say? What about this one? What did this page say? What did this page say? What about this page? What was happening here? What did this page say? What did this page say? What was happening on this page? What did this page say? What did this page say? What about this page? What happened on this page? What did this page say? What's happening here? What's happening on this page? What did this page say? What happened on this page? What did this page say? What happened on this page? What was happening here? What did this page say? What did this page say? What happened on this page? What did this page say? What was happening here? This was the last page. What did it say about Amelia Earhart?